without much ado, I would like to invite my guest, Ankita. Some of you must have seen Ankita because she's a very good friend of mine, and then we do hang out a lot. She is a mindset coach in Australia and specializes in parenting and mindsets of people. So she was my ideal guest to start with, and each Friday, hopefully, by God's grace, we'll be seeing more people who will suggest different tools through different mediums. So I won't take too long. Okay, I got a feedback that we can't hear you. Can everybody else hear me? I'm not sure what have I done differently. Can you hear me? Okay, awesome. Thank you. So I was just wondering, I spoke so much and no one heard me. Awesome. Thank you very much for right. Okay. So may I request Ankita to join me live? There is. Yes. Oh, come on, you. Where is she?
Hey.
Hello, finally.
Oh, I can hear you now. I wasn't able to hear you. Wasn't sure how we're going to do this if I can't hear you.
I
But
know I got a shock because I said I've been yapping and people are just thinking I'm talking to myself. What is it? But I'm glad now
I
everyone
can
can
hear
hear
you.
and I got some thumbs up. And so welcome Ankita to my live. And I'm not, you are a live queen, mean I'm not. So please, you're going to have to take me, handhold me through this. But I'm so excited that you are a part of this endeavor to begin with. So just to give you all a little more about Ankita, Ankita is a mindset coach in Australia and she has clients in India as well. And she specializes in parenting, but she's branched out to several other concerns where healing or what would you say, mindset.
So yeah,
Yes.
I'm healing mind work. Yes, I'm a
Yes.
Reiki
So
healer.
I will, in fact, I'll not take this away from you. I would love to hear more about you from yourself because your body of work is quite huge. I may not be able to cover it myself.
Thank you so much. I appreciate what you just said, but I'll just introduce myself a little bit. I am a mindset and parenting coach. So majorly my body of work is with Indian women because I understand them. I feel where they're coming from, and slowly and gradually we sit together through sessions. So usually around 6 to 8 sessions, or we work for 3 months, 4 months, depending upon the need of the client, and then we rewire their brain, getting them from place A to place B. So we work a lot on mindset. We work a lot of intergenerational trauma. That's also something which I really, collaborate with clients on. I understand their need for that. Um, just a little, insight on that. Anger sometimes come from intergenerational trauma. So things like that, then holding their hand through the blocks throughout their life, um, erasing that from their life and creating a new life for them. So just basically rewiring their mindset. What helps me is that I'm also a Reiki healer, and I am able to heal the clients as well. So that's something which I do.
I think yes, there are so many mediums like Reiki and many more. That is just certainly an added advantage once you really get into it. Feeling energies is something I'm learning and I really enjoy it. So okay, I would like to ask you next. How do you think mindset can impact an individual's life? Because you can see people having their highs and lows, but do you think it's a lot to do with mindset or it's just circumstances or luck or whatever they say?
Absolutely, mindset is everything. So you realize that even during pandemic, and what we are going through at the moment, some people are taking it in their stride and finding opportunities, but some of them are very crushed, they're low, So that's what the difference in mindset is, right? So mindset is very, very important for an individual. It's basically everything. The way you think, the way your thoughts are developed, that's what mindset is. So actions basically come from your thought process, right? So what you bring into your life is coming from your mindset, which is your thought, your belief system, your values. So mindset usually is something which we look at has a great impact on individuals, to what you said, but it's really just how you live your life. So it's very, very important to have the correct frame of mind, and that's what the mindset is.
So, do you think it is achievable for somebody who's having a certain kind of a mindset for a very long time, and then they probably attribute it to their experiences, to the
Mhm.
trauma that they have faced? Do you think it is possible for people to change, or rather shift, switch, whatever you say, to something that might benefit them, or how difficult it is for someone to really change who's been a certain way far too long?
So I'll start with saying that really this change is a choice. So if you are ready and you think, you believe, you want to change, then yes, any mindset can be developed. So you need to have that growth mindset and very adaptability, resilience to change. That is what is the most important key. The answer to your question is yes, one can change. So yes, a lot of things are very specific to previous experiences in life. And as we grow old, and we've got rigid way of living, we've got habits, rituals dedicated in our life, right? Sometimes those habits serve us for our highest good, sometimes they don't. And when you understand that they are not really helping you, and you're on this roller coaster of repeating them every single day without getting the benefit, that's where you need to pause and understand that there is a shift which is required, which is awareness, right? So once you got that, once you have achieved that, then from there it's a quick process to shift your mindset because you're very aware. So that's where, people probably like me come into picture to help a lot of people around shifting their mindset because it's a process. It really is. But once you're dedicated, yes, you can shift your process, habits, and new rituals can be developed. It's basically just, putting that light bulb on somewhere, creating a new neuron, and then creating a beautiful neural pathway for it. Our amygdala is very, very important. In that, we need to make sure it's open at all times. So we give, as a coach, strategies for that, and then we develop new habits, and that's what we do. So yes, it is easy, I'd say, to create a beautiful mindset, the one you want, and which serves you in higher good.
Right. Thank you, Anki. You explained it very well. For those who just joined in, we were discussing whether, number one, how much can mindset impact one's life? It can, I think most of us know this answer, but somewhere we do not wish to acknowledge it. Mindset has a huge impact on your life and how you proceed forward in your life. And the next question that I asked Ankita was, is there a possibility to shift your mindset? Yes, it is. It's, I think, from, if I'm just rephrasing what you are saying, is you said it is about acceptance where you realize I need to change and then you work towards it, right?
Absolutely.
So, yes. And from there, either you have some blessed souls around you, your own, inner guidance, or people like you who can guide people through who do not have, don't have a clear vision of what next. So,
Absolutely. And
yes.
what
So,
your vision is, what we work on. That's the most important part. If you don't know where you want to be, right? So it's very, very important to have a clear vision. So where people fail is not having a clear vision. A lot of people think that, you know, the place where they want, example, right? Very small example. If I ask you, Amy, how do you think you will be happy? And I ask that to anyone who's joining us and listening to us, just answer this one question. So everyone wants to be happy in life, right? And they always say, oh, I want to be happy, I want to be happy, I want to be happy, right? I'm feeling low, I don't know.
yep.
Challenge you to ask this question. Okay, how will you be happy?
I'm sure first thing if someone asks us that question, you're blank. Very few are probably prepared or who thought this over will have an answer immediately, but you're
I
blank because there's so much we see every day, and then you also think that is success. We attribute, like for instance, I think Instagram is always promoting. I mean, we have these little posts by people that don't go by what you're watching, and then you
yeah.
think their lives are far better than yours, but you're just seeing a small snippet of just one moment of the whole day. So and then you start envisioning that I'm not having that life and pulling yourself further down. So that's what you're trying to say. Okay, rewriting my thoughts again.
So
It
what
was
I'm trying to say is that if you do not know what will make you happy,
yes,
you cannot be happy. So going back to what we were discussing, if you do not have a clear vision of where you want to be, then you can't be there. Awareness is the key of where you want to be. So just saying to yourself that I'm not happy is not going to help, but conditioning yourself for an intent and a goal towards how can I be happy, knowing that is most important, because half the people actually don't know how can they be happy or how can they reach there. So sometimes people are able to pick up the goals, but they don't know how to reach there. So working on that, making sure your daily habits. So you asked me, is it possible? Yes, it is possible to create a different mindset, but making sure that once you've recognized where you want to be, so you recognize your goal, right? Your daily behavior, your everyday behavior actually is a pathway towards that goal as well. So that is what is very important to understand. So it's a beautiful way of looking at it. If you don't know where you want to be, you definitely can't be there.
right. I couldn't agree more. I mean, based on my experiences, I felt the same. Sometimes it's very short-term goals, like for 2 days, like I have to have eat healthy, and that's all. I'm not even talking about big long-term goals. So, and I do eat healthy because that thought process is on, you know. I'm just saying it's a very small micro goal that I'm talking about, but I know what we are referring to here.
Oh,
That,
absolutely. And we start with micro goals, Amy, right? So come to see of it, we're talking about small thing like weight loss. And I think everybody at some stage of their life, want to do something with the weight, either increase
yeah.
or, they want to increase it or they want to lose it, something related with the weight in general. It
Hmm.
is very important, yes, to understand and be conscious. But what I'm saying in the hindsight is if you know where you want to be, so say I'm 68 today, and I'll show you if I have to show you something, but on my goal end, I've written that I want to be 60 and my everyday behavior is going towards that. That's what I'm saying is a full-on process. So
Yep.
I want to lose weight, I want to lose weight. I don't know, I want to lose weight. It's not going to help. Understanding what your target is and then making every day one habit towards that goal is what is important.
Right. So, in with this perspective in mind, uh, we do realize a lot is going haywire around the world, and due to the pandemic, and I think people have lost their freedom most of all, more than anything else, and also a lot of changes have happened in people's lives personally. So, what kind of shift would you recommend to them? What that could help them move forward? Because I know everyone is trying, but just to hear it from someone else might just give them some more, a little broader their horizons on this thought. So, what would you recommend?
See, I will not take it away from the fact that the recent pandemic, which is continuing to obviously go worse in certain part of the world, has taken a lot away from us in terms of our freedom, in terms of what we were doing. Some people, I can't even come to imagine the pain myself because it would be absolutely rude to say that I can feel the pain because I can't. I'm sitting in a very different place to people in India, or, other parts of the world where the pandemic is seriously hit, right? Um, having said that, right? Having said that, what has happened is that, of course, the freedom has gone. Yeah, we've definitely lost that freedom, but it has given us a lot of few things. It has given us the time to go in and dig deeper. And I think everybody throughout this world agrees to that. People were more happier, working from home or looking after their kids or being around the family, although it did bring a lot of relationship issues as well. because you were literally with your husband the entire time. It's not going to go any other way, right? And that what actually builds growth. So a problem actually builds the growth if you see it that way, right? Now we are in a problem. It's a worldwide bigger problem. The way we look at it, right? Rewiring your mind is to look at a problem as a challenge, right? This is
Yeah.
a challenge. You can't work this way, right? You don't want to work any other way. That's a fixed mindset. That is where you are having a fixed mindset because you only know one way of doing it. You've been doing it for a while. You're not looking to grow, right? We cannot really do anything about these people. There's such a big talk about in this pandemic about being resilient, right?
Yep.
About being open to ideas, right?
Hmm.
About being change, about the growth. Now, when we go towards from fixed mindset towards a growth mindset, which means we are allowing ourselves to learn more and see different options available to us for the same thing we were doing before, that's where the shift needs to happen. Now, a lot has changed, right? A lot has changed during this pandemic, and we've literally been affected in our daily lives. Resilience is the most important thing right now, right? It is the
Okay,
most
that's
important
sorry to
thing.
interrupt. So, based on this, I have known some friends who are having a difficult time. Like you said, I mean, I smile and I can see an LOL there because we said we had to sit with our husbands 24/7. So yeah, but I mean, it had its pros and cons. Let's accept that. That's another subject altogether. But there are many I think many families where probably there's a space constraint or it requires your job to be outside, but you are frustrated to be inside. You don't have a choice. And resilience is something that they have been facing. So, on somebody who's already tried it all and has come to the brink of, frustration or probably past that stage already, can you suggest some tools that can help them so that probably they can action it every day and start finding change because pandemic will be over only when it has to. There's nothing they can do, but I want them to be fine, which is the whole idea of this live, because I only get very depressing messages. I don't expect any better because Australia things are better, so there's nothing to take pride of. We are just blessed at this point in time to be here, but for people in India, because most of my viewers are from India and around the world, I want them to have some tools that it might help them to kind of get over this feeling of, something is pulling them down.
Yeah, absolutely. We can discuss about some strategies and some tools which they can use in their daily life and implement wherever they are. And that's how I work. It's very, very easy. Even if you do it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day, it's enough. You just have to be very conscious about the things I'm going to say now.
Okay.
So nothing is going to change if you don't choose. So change is a choice and the choice is yours. So first things first, if you do not want to change, nothing will work. The mindset has to come off a growth mindset, right? You need to understand that there is an opportunity to learn something new. That is what we are looking at as a key point, right? And
Mhm.
then the strategies will help you. That awareness first is very, very important, right? So a couple of few strategies which I share with a lot of clients around the world. The first one is mindfulness. And I know this word has been thrown around like there is no tomorrow, right? If I have to tell you, it's one of the most easiest things to do, right?
Can you explain more about what mindfulness is? Because I'm not sure. For all the highs and hellos, hi there. I've been watching and smiling. Yeah, I know some of them. Therefore, sorry. Coming back to our subject, can you explain what is mindfulness?
Yes, I can. Mindfulness is as simple as being present in the current moment, but what I add to it is without any judgment. So
Okay.
you're just there in the current moment, feeling it, experiencing it, but not judging yourself or others for what's happening, right? It is the most important rule, right?
Right.
If you understand that you are living in the present and you're not thinking from either the past or the future, things will change. Because most of the time, your thought process, or say your mindset or your beliefs and value system, is either coming from something which has happened in past, that is called a fear of past,
Yes.
or something which you believe might happen in the future, right? It's
True.
usually never at what's happening right now. And for all the parents who are watching, this is like my favorite example to give. A lot of us are on our kids to study, right? We are always after our kids to study, 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 study. That comes from our past because that's how we have been asked to do things, right? But it also comes from the fear of future as what the kids will do if they don't study now. Does that make sense?
Of
What
course.
we do forget right now is to enjoy that time and space with our children currently. So that's what we are talking about in mindfulness. It is, yes, it is important for kids to study. So that taking that away, that is a different topic altogether. That what we do in terms of studies with the
We'll
kids.
have to have a separate parenting session.
Yep.
Yeah. This,
But what
yeah.
I'm saying is mindfulness is looking at what is happening and what is the requirement of present,
Hmm.
right? And then coming from either the fear of past or what has happened in the past or something which has happened in or something which is about to happen in the future because what happened in past has happened. You have no control
Hmm.
over it. And so you can't fear that and
Right.
have a mindset related to that. And something which is about to happen in future, right? You have no control over. It's an assumption,
So
number
that
one.
is what mindfulness is all about. So we were talking about tools to deal with difficult situations. One thing is the growth mindset, to be able to accept the fact that we need to move on and
Awareness.
open your mind for that. And the second
Yes.
thing that you mentioned was mindfulness, which you
Yes.
explained very well. What it's all about, living in the moment without having fears or guilt of anything of any sort. And anything else that you would recommend going forward? And or if you, it would be great help if you could tell like probably an exercise.
Yes,
Uh,
that would
yeah.
be great. So one mindfulness exercise that I want to share is called a five sense exercise, right? And for anyone who's watching, this is a very good exercise to do with your children as well. And you can be impromptu when you're out at the park or when you're at home. You can do this exercise with them. You can do this exercise with yourself. This exercise is to curate mindfulness, and it can be done anytime, anywhere, right?
Okay.
You just have to
Interesting.
sit. You have to just sit, or you even while you're taking a walk in the park. So it's called the five sense exercise. We go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So anyone who's riding, I'm just gonna go slow. So
Okay.
five,
I'm making my notes here. Yep.
the five things which you can see. So Amy, let's do this right now. So five things which you can see very quickly. Make it
My
quick.
laptop, my book, my pen, my earphones, and some cashew nuts. That's my dry snack that I eat. Yep.
Five things which you can see. Four things which you can feel. So four things which you can feel. Five you can see, four you can feel.
I'm feeling warm because I've overheated the room. I'm feeling nervous because this is my first live.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling excited because it's my first live. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm thrilled because I can see some familiar people on my live right now. So four
Absolutely.
covered.
With your hands, let's do this again. With your hands, what all can you feel right now? Not in
As,
terms of feeling, but with your hands, what all can you physically feel? Yeah,
uh, I'm not sure if I got the question. I can.
sure. Exactly. That's why I wanted you to do it again. So what all can you feel? Just put your hand here and see what all can you feel right now. What can you reach out and feel?
I can feel my scrawny legs. I can feel my yeah. Again, I shouldn't be going through this negative thing. Scrawny legs, dry hair. I come up with those kind of words. You said three,
Yes.
right? And I can feel my smooth table.
Yes.
Yeah.
Four we need. We've got three. One more.
And I can feel the sweat almost trickling down my forehead.
Absolutely. So what this is already doing is making you aware of your body. So we are
Yep.
talking now. Good. So three things which you can hear right now.
It's too quiet, except you. I don't know if I can hear much. Yes, I think I pretty
Try
much hear.
a little bit deeper because there's always something you can you can
I
hear.
can hear my own breathing to some extent. I can hear you, of course, and oh God, you put me in a spot. What else can I hear? I'm trying to think.
You can hear something, you can see something in the background.
Oh, the aircon? Yeah, probably. I need to.
So that is awareness. We're talking of awareness right now, right? What can you smell? So two things which you can smell.
I can smell my perfume,
Absolutely.
and I can, I can smell fresh air. I mean, if that makes sense, being
That
indoors. But
does make
yeah,
sense. What we are talking about, what can you taste? The one thing which you can taste.
I can taste my. Oh God, do I have to say it online? I can taste. Yes, I can taste my toothpaste because
Mhm.
I brush before.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. No.
Absolutely. So what this exercise did was it brought you back to wherever you were, your nervousness, your excitement, your thrill, which you were feeling, and you did kind of disclose that to us, bingo, additional points, but it brought you back to who you are and where you are, to yourself. So you've become more aware of yourself just with this exercise. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's called the five senses exercise. That's one strategy. So I've just done one.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you guys one more, right? It's called the stop method, and
Okay.
it is extremely successful when you are overwhelmed. So we are all at home, right? We're all at home right now in the pandemic. So many things. I like that. आपके toothpaste में नमक है क्या?
Of all things, we're having this really, uh, profound conversation. I will get back to you on that, Ajish, on a personal note. I'll even take your picture of my toothpaste. Sorry.
But
So coming back to the tools, you
like,
said the five senses, which you made me do, and then you're now mentioning the stop method. Is that right?
absolutely. So this method is very, very relevant to go inwards and where you are. And it instantly just clears up any kind of overwhelm. And this is also a tool which we use in mindfulness. It's a very, very important tool. So the stop, the word stop stands for certain things. So S
Mm-hmm.
is actually stop. So that's what
Okay.
S stands for.
Mm-hmm.
T stands for take a deep breath. So do this with me, Amy.
Mm-hmm.
O stands for quickly observe what is around you. Just be aware.
Okay.
Observe very quickly what's around you because you have a test coming. I'm going to ask you a few things.
I'm
Then,
making notes. I'm observing my notes right now.
and then P is for proceed. So stop stands for S for stop, T for take a deep breath, O for observe, and P for proceed to what you were doing. Now, what this also does is in the state of overwhelm, when you have too many things coming from everywhere, so especially with mothers, I use this. You've got dinner to get ready, you've got homeworks to get done, you've got to get ready for tomorrow, the next morning, you've got your own work, so much going on, right? All you need to do is just use this method and it helps 100% to getting you aligned with where you are, and then you're able to process your thoughts and quickly
Hmm.
just move on, right? After this, what I suggest after using the stop or the five senses strategy to become mindful of where you are at in any overwhelm or stress situation, the third strategy which I'm going to share is 25-5-25. Right? Now, what this really means is today, because obviously we're doing thousands of things, right? In our daily life, we have a lot of distraction. You'd agree?
Yep.
We
Couldn't agree
try
more.
doing
Yep.
something, but then we go onto our phone. We try doing something, but then we're back again on our phones, right? And
Yep.
what we want to achieve by the end of the day, we are not able to achieve that. And that's a standard across all homes, I guess. Now, this strategy as well, you can actually share with your kids. It's called the 25-5-25 strategy, which I use. Now,
25,
how this
fire
works,
25. Is that what, is that correct?
25-5-25.
Oh, okay. 25, 5,
25-5-25.
25. Okay.
Yeah. So how the
Hmm.
strategy works is after you've got yourself together, right? And what I was saying was that right now we have a lot of distractions. How our brain works is when we do get overwhelmed, it takes us to something which will give us instant gratification, right? So what
Okay.
gives us instant gratification at this stage is our phones because it take away the stress of the task at hand. So we instantly keep going back to our phones because it gives our brain that gratification. Our brain's like, yay, no problems. I'm in a chill land. I can relax. Our brain is meant to do that for us, but we need to action against it. So 25-5-25 helps us doing that, right?
Okay.
So what you need to do is whatever the task at hand is, after you tried the five senses or the stop, you've come at a current awareness at where you are at. You just only work for 25 minutes and that's it. Your brain cannot hold more than that.
Okay.
So 25 minutes and that is it. You take a 5 minutes break, do your phone, do stretching, do whatever, go back on 25. That's all your brain can hold, right? So scientifically, if you focus on 25 minutes and then give a break for 5 minutes and then focus back on 25 minutes, you will be able to achieve more as to what you would achieve if you try and actually put your brains there for an hour.
Okay.
So it actually helps you, right? So these are the three strategies which I like to share. I mean, there's heaps I can keep going on and
No, but
on.
this is great help. I'm sure even like you said, 25 is all we can retain, and I think we crossed 25, and we all must have retained just about this much. So yes, so I'm just going through quickly what Ankita mentioned. We were talking about how to deal with stressful times and weak moments because a lot of things are happening beyond our control. It's very circumstantial and it's beyond us. So start with having the idea of having a growth mindset that there is a possibility to change. um, you need to give it to yourself that you can change, and it's not, it's not impossible. It is very much possible. The second thing she advised was is be mindful. Being mindful is being in the moment. Do not regret what's happened. Don't be anxious about what's going to happen, because it's anyway, like going back to my first point, it is beyond us. We can't really change anything by worrying or by feeling anxiety of any sort. And then I think I got the stop and the 25 and the five senses. Yes. So first one was the five senses. So Ankita, can you just give me a little bit, how does the five senses help you? Because I got the part how the other two help, but five senses, how does that help?
So five senses is actually a great exercise which brings your awareness to you because it's all about what you are smelling, what you
Okay.
are hearing, what you are seeing. So
Hmm.
in the overwhelm, when your mind's actually going outwards, you are bringing it back inwards by utilizing your five senses because we actually consciously don't pay that attention. So
Got it.
when the last you think, right, that aircon was on and you could hear it, we're not very conscious about what things are around us. So that's what it does. It brings your awareness inwards.
So just to reiterate what you said, five things that you can see,
Yes?
four things that you can hear, or was
Feel.
that, sorry, feel?
Four things which
Okay.
you can yes.
Okay, in
Three
fact,
things
I'd
which
like
you can hear,
hear. Okay.
right? And two things which you can smell,
Mm-hmm.
and one thing which you can taste.
Okay, got it. And then we discussed about the stop methodology, where you stop yourself. But if you're having a tough moment, you stop yourself. S stands for that. T is take a deep breath, as many as you think it's needed. Um, O is for observe. Observe your feelings, your thoughts, and see where to go
Your
from there.
emotions.
And P is proceed.
Okay.
I'm a good student, Anki.
Correct. Now,
And last but not the least, 25, 5, 25. 25
absolutely.
minutes of focusing on one of
Task.
your goals in a day. So it could be reading, it could be repairing your bike or whatever. Just give yourself that 25 without any distraction. Give 5 minutes to yourself to do go run to your phone, which I think most people would consider. And then 25 again, back to that same activity or goal that you had planned in mind. And with this, what do you think will come about? Like, I'm going to definitely practice this right from today, but how do you think this helps? Like, what changes? Like,
This
does it
changes
help you in
everything.
focusing more, or just, takes your mind off the negative thoughts? Or
This changes everything. So mindfulness is probably the more underestimated thing which people have heard about. People don't
Hmm.
understand the power of mindfulness. Really about being conscious about what you're doing can change everything for you. So your question as to what will change, right? What will change after doing this is really that you will start connecting with yourself more, right?
Yeah,
There's a lot happening outside right now. There's a lot happening outside right now which is not in your control. The only thing which is in your control is you. That's all you can control. So
yeah,
how you behave, how you relate to the situation, how you can grow in the situation, what you can learn from the situation, how you can challenge the situation and still grow. It's all about you. So all of this exercise actually get you back into where you are when this whole chaotic situation is happening outside, which is outside your control. So
yeah.
that's what this does.
Right. So I think